Hello there, friends, and welcome back to my channel. It's Amy here, and today we're going to get a little bit festive. What you see here on my desk is the Take a Bow DSP. This is a 6x6 designer series paper, double-sided. So this is one side of all of the papers, and then here is the other side. So really festive and fun, and we are going to be playing with the Take a Bow die. So today we're not going to be making cards or scrapbook pages. We are going to be making bows, and I am going to bring in another die which is on the clearance rack right now. It is called the Cracker and Treat Box die, and oh my goodness, I love it. So you can see here is the die that makes our box, but check out all of these other dies that you get in this clearance rack special, that you can use all of these. What I call it's a neutral die, because you can use it with everything and anything in your stash. So the Take a Bow collection, it does come with the die, and you're going to be amazed at what this die can do. You can get the die and the DSP together as a bundle and save, or you can buy the DSP separately or the die separately. I will list all the products I use in this video in the description box below. But what I did is I pre-cut some 6x6 papers from the Sentimental Christmas DSP. So this is a 12 by 12 collection. Let me show you all the patterns here. It's 12 by 12. So these are one side of the 12 by 12. I love this paper. I'm really into vintage, and I think this is totally vintage, like the old-fashioned ribbon candy. Then we've got this, which would make a perfect 12 by 12 base page. The back side of this one, another great 12 by 12 base page. The back side of the trees is this one, again, another kind of ribbon candy type. The back side of this is this gorgeous. I love the mixture of the greens and the blues. That's something different. And then these remind me of the original Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer Golden Book. My mom actually saved hers. I have it in our bookshelf upstairs. And the back side of this is the brown snowflakes. So I have pre-cut some 6x6 papers, and I am going to show you the magic of this die. All right, so I have pulled in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. This is the regular size machine. We also have a medium one, or a mini one, and the die fits perfectly on this. It also fits perfectly on a 6x6 piece of paper. So what I love about the Stampin' Up! Die cut machine is the sandwich recipes are listed right here on the base plate, which you need for die cutting and embossing. So you never have to worry about losing a piece of paper that has the sandwich recipe on it, or forgetting, you don't have to memorize the sandwich recipe. So this number 1 plate goes down first. Then you've got your number 2 plate. Now this machine, it does emboss and cut. And again, the recipes on this base will tell you what you need if you're going to emboss. So then we're going to put 1 plate 3 down. And then I'm going to put my paper down. So I've cut this again 6x6, and this die fits just about perfectly on that 6x6 paper. I'm going to turn it so that the raised portion, that's what's going to get cut. That's facing the paper. And then we will put our second plate 3 on top of that. And then all you do is turn the knob and it cuts like butter. So to make a bow, those typical holiday bows or any time of year bows that you use to decorate presents with, you need to run this die through twice. So you can see I've got a variety of strips, if you will. And this one should have 2 of these. And so then what I'm going to do is run the second piece through the machine again, and then I will show you how easy it is to make a bow. All right, I have all my pieces cut now, and I just wanted to show you, this is what little bit of paper we have left once we run this die through on a 6x6 piece of paper. So it utilizes just about all of it. And then I did go ahead and cut the die twice with the Take a Bow DSP that you can get in the bundle with the die. And what you need to make the bow is you need the 4 tall, no, there should be, 6 tallest, 4 of the medium, and then you have 2 of the small, but we're actually only going to use 1 in the bow. So again, 6 of the tallest, 4 of the medium, and 1 of the small, and then you can use this for another project. All right, I am bringing in my all-purpose mat to make my loops for my bow. And we are going to do one with the Sentimental Christmas and one with the Take a Bow papers. And I'll demonstrate 2 of the loops for you, and then I'll finish making all the loops off camera. Now, because I'm on camera, I'm going to use my my Stampin' Seal. The multi-liquid glue works great, and that's what many demonstrators are recommending we use, but because I'm on camera, I'm going to go ahead and use this. Now, when you're using double-sided paper, you need to decide what side you want to be the top and what to be the bottom. And the paper that I use, that pattern paper, the back side is a directional, so the trees go up and down. It's kind of a good idea to use a pattern that it doesn't matter. For instance, like the snowflakes, there's no right side up. And but see this, there is a right side up. The ribbon, there's one piece in here. This, it could go either this way or this way, and again, this could go any way because the bouquets are all different ways. But I found in making some of the bows, because this is so busy, and that's going to be the inside, it doesn't really matter. You just want some color, so you can't even really tell what it's going to, if it's the right side or not. So the way I'm going to do this, you can do it like that, or you can do it like this, so you can see most of the green. So what do we want to do? You know what? We're going to go ahead and try and do it this way, because I really like that green showing through. And I'm just trying to decide, we're going to do it this way. So the whole point of these little strips, if you will, is there's your straight strip. What you're going to do is take the ends and bring them together like that. So it will look like that. Okay, so let me do that again. You're going to take the 2 ends and bring them together like this, so they match up. And then you just put a little bit of, again, liquid glue, or I'm using the Stampin' Seal just so that we don't have to wait for it to dry. The reason why people like the liquid glue is because that gives you a little bit of a grace period if you need to move it around. You know, that's up to you. Let me go ahead and spread these out again. So we've got the 6 tall, the 4 medium, and then I'll show you what we're going to do with that one. So this was a medium one. Let me go ahead and do a large one. So here's our strip, and I'm going to take the 2 ends and then just bring them together like this. So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive and then bring the other end, and it lines up pretty perfectly. So we've got that. Okay, so I'm going to go through and do all of my strips, and then I'll show you what we're going to do with that one small one. And this is a great project to do while you're watching TV. Once you get the hang of it, you don't even really have to think. And you can assemble a bunch of these while you're watching a movie or watching football or the World Series. Who's excited that the Yankees are in the World Series? So you can see how quickly I'm doing this. So let me go ahead and finish doing all these, and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, we've got all our loops assembled, and now we are ready for the magic. So I'm going to put my medium and my small one aside, and I'm going to take 2 of my large ones. And with my Stampin' Seal, I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive right here, and I'm going to put this one on top like that. So we have this configuration. Okay, and then we can just start adding like this. So we're kind of creating a star. I'm just setting these down without adhering them so you can kind of see what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and adhere these now. So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive here. And if you wanted to, you could, you know, adhere these 2 and then stick it in. But I think I have more control when I do one loop at a time. So they're just going directly across from each other. And then these 2 are going to go right there like that. And at first I didn't think I could use this Sentimental Christmas DSP because one side is directional, but I really liked it because it's so busy. I really liked the mixture of the colors, and because I love that vintagey look. So now we're going to take our smaller, you know what, I think I separated. I mixed one up. I think that's let's go ahead and quickly take that apart, and we will add this one. So one of my larger ones got mixed in with my medium one. I don't even know if, because the paper's so busy, if we would have noticed that. But I noticed it, and I was able to fix that mistake. I'm all about making mistakes with you and showing you how to fix them so that you won't make the mistakes I make, or if you do, you will know how to fix that mistake. I was just talking to a dear friend the other day who was commenting on my videos, and I was saying how they're very raw and very real. There's no bells and whistles when you watch my videos. but I get a lot of feedback that you guys like that. So anyway, you can see how our bow is coming together. So this is where this piece, the small piece, comes into play. So you do have two when you run your die through your die cut machine twice. You only need one of these, and what we're going to do is just fold this like this and then stick that right in the middle. So let me put some adhesive on here. And you can make this as tight or as loose as you want. It would help if I got in the camera. So just go right like this. And then I'm going to stick some adhesive right down here. I think my adhesive is just about out. And I'm going to stick this right in here like that. And there we have our bow. Much prettier than a bow that you would buy at the store. Isn't that fun? And so let's go ahead and we will put this one together because I did put all of the loops from the Take a Bow DSP, and I have my small right here. So I'll go ahead and start this. Yeah, I got to get another adhesive. All right, I got my adhesive refilled, and now we are just going to do the exact same thing. And then I'm going to show you a few other fun things that we can do with this die. So you can see just how much fun this die can be, because you don't even need it just for the holidays. I mean, you can use this year-round for any kind of celebration, or just because. You can put bows on presents, or you can put them maybe on the top of a jar. I'm thinking a mason jar gift, a box that you have cards in. I made a bow and put it on the top of that card keeper kit that we released that is currently on sale. So now I'm just going to add some adhesive to this strip. And oh, another thing you could do, well, I guess I could try it with this. We can try reversing this and then have the center look a little bit different. Like that. Now this one, it's not as scrunched up as this one is. And then I have some other ones here. Here is a bow I made with the Sentimental Christmas, and this was the red ribbon candy. And then here is a Christmas bow I did. This is with the Snow Days DSP. And again, the back side of this, it's DSP that is directional, but you can't even tell that it's some of the pieces may be up, the images may be upside down. Here is another Christmas bow I did, and that is with that Snow Days. I believe that's what that DSP is called. And then this one, I love this one. This one is with the specialty paper. So pretty. And I can tell you that the more you do these, the better you get. I think I personally like the ones that are more scrunched up as opposed to this one. I don't think I did that scrunched up enough. In fact, I would maybe even, because it's so far apart, I may even use that other small strip and maybe put another one in there. Let's see if I can, because I didn't press down too hard on this. Let's see if I could do that. Okay, let me put some adhesive here. So we're going rogue now. I am experimenting with you. And then put some adhesive. And then what if we kind of went like this a little bit? So that fills that up a little bit. So that's a little bit of a different technique that you could do where you can have the center be different. But I think this bow is my favorite. I love that. And then I did some with non-holiday theme paper. So this one is the Fully Flowering. I think that's the DSP for that, as well as that one. That's just, I did a plain one on the outside and the floral is on the inside. And then this one was with the iconic imagery, and it's got the confetti with the stars. So lots of different looks to this, but how fun are all these bows? I think that this would make a great gift, to just make a whole bunch of bows and put them in a box, and of course decorate your box with the bow. Add some twine and some gift tags. What a great gift that would be for just about anybody. I don't know about you, but I would love to have my gift wrap as a gift. So there you have it for that. I'm going to clear this away and I'm going to show you how that cracker box die works. All right, so here is the cracker and treat box die. Again, this one is found in the clearance. So if you go under specials, then you will see it here. And we're going to just use this one for right now. And it's about the same size as that Take a Bow. So again, I've got my one plate, and then I've got my 2 plate. I'm going to put down one of my 3 plates. And then let's go ahead and use this pretty brown snowflake paper from that Sentimental Christmas. So I'm putting that down. And then I'm going to put my die down with the raised edges face down on my paper, because that is what's going to cut the paper. Then we'll put our another 3 plate, and then just run it through. And I moved it. Wait a minute. We want this to be straight so that we can make our box. Sometimes I'll use washi tape to hold the die in place, but you can see just how easy this die cut machine works. I really like it. Sorry about that noise. This plate wasn't down all the way. It glides. You don't need to put a lot of muscle power into it. So there is our cracker box, and then this is what's left over. And I have been saving all these little triangles because you never know when you could use those. Okay, I'm going to clear my desk. So this is the piece, and it's already scored. So all you have to do is fold these up. And it's like one of those cracker boxes. So it's small. You put something small in it. I think it would be a clever way to wrap up some money or a gift certificate, you know, to stick inside, or maybe some little candies. And then what I would do is put some adhesive on one of those ends, and then just fold this up like, oops, I think I put it on the wrong end. So let's fold this up like this. There we go. And then I could add some adhesive here. And then you can tie the ends with some twine. So what I recommend is tying the ends. So here I've got my Natural Tones linen thread. And let's go ahead. I want to use brown, or maybe I'll use some of the blue. And you can just tie a bow or not. I'll go ahead and do a bow because I like bows. My fingers aren't working. Go. And you can adjust your bow to the way you want it. And then you can go ahead and stick your treat or whatever you want inside and then tie up the other end. And there we have our box. Now this paper is busy, so it looks great just like this, but you could add more to it. So I have one of these little reindeer that has already been made and assembled from the Reindeer Fun collection. This is the stamp set, and it's got the coordinating dies, and that's how I created that reindeer. So I could put that right there, or the decorative trees. I've been doing a lot of trees. You could even do something like that. And then with this collection, you can cut some other tags. Maybe I could have a tag hanging like that, or this tree. You could even do two trees. Lots of different options. The decorative tree collection, that's the stamp set. And then the dies are just so fun. It's like playing paper dolls, just making all the different trees with the different dies. And as you can see, you get quite a few of those dies. So lots of different options. I'm going to have to play around with it. That's kind of cute. And then adding a little tag, or maybe just doing one. But let me show you. I think I like the trees better than the reindeer. The reindeer kind of gets lost on that. Maybe if I did the reindeer in some other colors. But I think the tree, that might be kind of fun. But here is one that I made with the Take a Bow DSP. And then there is one of the dies, and I stamped thanks. And then this is one of the images from the Joyful Images ephemera packs. And then here is another one with the Take a Bow paper, and then another image from the Joyful Image ephemera packs. And then here is one that's kind of a Halloween theme. This paper was from the Dandy paper that's on the clearance rack right now. And again, another tag from the Cracker Box collection. So lots of different ways that you can jazz these up. They would make a great classroom gift for like Halloween or a holiday party, but also just a fun way to present you know, a way to add a personal touch to perhaps when you're gifting money or, you know, something small. So lots of fun, and not to mention they're super fun to create. So I am going to show you one last thing that you can create with your gift wrapping, with gift wrapping in mind using 6x6 paper. All right, for this last project in my gift wrap segment, we are going to be working with 6x6 paper again, and I am using some more of that Sentimental Christmas. I pulled in 2 ribbons. So this is the new Satin and Sheer ribbon that is part of the Sentimental Christmas sweet. And then this one I recently got on the clearance rack on my website, and this one is called Bordered Ribbon, and it's a red. It's not like blood red, and I think that a popper red would look cute as well. I think gold would look great with this, so lots of different options. But have I told you how much I love the variety of ribbon that Stampin' Up! Has to offer, and the quality? It is top notch. So to make, what we're going to make is a little gift bag, and we're going to make it out of 6x6 paper. You can make a larger gift bag doing the same exact thing, but with a larger square piece of paper. So you can do 8x8 or 10x10. We're going to do 6x6 right now, and we're going to score. And I'm actually going to use my paper trimmer. Now this is a Close to My Heart branded trimmer. Stampin' Up! Has the exact same trimmer, it's just black. And what I like about this is you can cut and score, and you don't have to take your cutting blade out or your scoring blade out in order to do whatever it is you want to do. With the old trimmer I had, you had to remove one of the blades. So this is the cutting blade. I'm just gonna slide that all the way down here because we're not going to do any cutting. This is my scoring blade, and what we need to do is score this at 1.5 on 3 of the sizes. Now, my paper is a directional paper, so meaning that the design is up and down. So it's a little bit trickier to do the up and down, but I love these trees. So I am going to be sure to score at 1.5 on 2 sides and the bottom. And this is the bottom. I almost made a mistake. And oh, I did the same exact side again. Okay, so now we'll do the left side and the right side. Okay, so all those were 1.5. And then for the other side, which is the top, we are going to score that at 3/4. So 3 of the sides are 1.5, and one side is 3/4. And what's going to happen is that's going to fold down like that. So let me go ahead and do this on this, my second sheet, because you need 2 sheets to make this gift bag. So we're doing 1.5 on the left side, 1.5 on the bottom, if your paper is directional. And I just did the same thing again. I don't know why I'm doing that. I think because I'm very conscious of making sure I don't score at the top. And then for this top, we're going to do 3/4. Okay, and then I am going to just score all of these, give them a nice crisp fold where I did my scoring. And for this piece, I'm going to go front and back. Okay, and then let's go ahead and do that to this one. You guys love to wrap gifts. I love to wrap gifts. I love wrapping gifts almost as much as I love giving gifts. And I like to kind of go above and beyond. And I think that this project is, again, this would make another addition if you wanted to do a whole gift wrap station as a gift with all the bows and make some tags. You can add some of the cracker boxes and then some gift bags. And I think that makes for a fabulous gift. So now I'm going to get my snips, and we are going to cut out the squares at the bottom of both pieces. And you can do that on your trimmer, or you can do it like I'm doing with my snips. And you can save your little squares for another project. I have a little bowl where I put all my scraps, and it's nice to have because like these little scraps, they would work great on dies if you're wanting to just add a little embellishment to something. Or I use squares a lot in my scrapbooking, so it's just nice to have them in reach. Make sure that I'm in camera. Little confession, my eyes are getting older as I age, and so I had to not look through my camera to cut those, so I sat down for a second. All right, so there we have that. And then all it is, we can adhere your flap down. And then this is going to fold up like this, so you have a pretty inside as well as the outside. And you do this to both sides. Okay, so we have both our pieces, and then what's going to happen is one piece is going to sit in the other piece like that, and then you have this darling bag, and we can punch holes and add ribbon. So because I am on camera, I'm going to use my stamp seal, and we're gonna fold that in that. So then I'm going to, I just want to make sure I do this right. So let's put adhesive right here. And adhesive right here. And either side of this paper would be lovely. And then, let me see if I can do this on camera. We will line this up. And then bring this like this. And then this like this. And hopefully I'm not making you dizzy. And then what I'm going to do is put this on the side and take my bone folder and just really secure that down. And there we have our fun little box with the fun little rim. So cute. So then I did bring over my hole punch, and I'm just going to eyeball this. But punch a hole, and depending on what ribbon you're going to use, you could use a smaller hole punch. And I just eyeballed that, and I did pretty darn good. So what ribbon should we use? I think we're going to use some of the red. I'm going to run this through like this. And I'm wondering if this is going to be thick enough for my hole. Let's see, I'll just tie a knot. Yeah, I might have to double that. So, lesson learned. Make sure that your hole punch is not going to be too big for your ribbon. I might have to find a thicker ribbon, but we'll just so you can get the, well, that might work. Now, granted, this is very long, but we'll do the other side. And then I'll make one more with the Take a Bow DSP. Or actually, you know what I'll do? We'll make one with a bigger square so that you could see another size. How about that? Like I said, I'm going rogue today. I do love this ribbon though. All right, so I like the length of this loop more so than this. I always tend to cut more ribbon than I need, so I can very easily undo this knot, and we'll make this ribbon. I'm going to trim some of this, and we'll tie another knot. And there we go. I fixed that. So you can add a little bit of tissue and you've got a really cute bag. You can also add some type of embellishment on the front if you want. But I love that paper. I don't want to cover it up. Or you could do a little tag. That would be cute. Grab, again, one of the tags, or even you can use both of these together. And even if you just cut them out of pattern paper, just for a little decor. All right, we're going to try making a bag out of 12 by 12 paper. So I pulled in my Nest of Winter DSP. So this is the one side. It features the birds and then the back side. And we're going to go ahead and use this pattern right here. Again, I will list all the products we use in the description box below. So this is a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. So what I am going to do is score the top at 1.5, and I'm gonna have the lines going horizontally. And then we will score the bottom and each of the sides at 2. And I'll explain to you why I chose these measurements in a minute, because I did a test run on some cardstock using the same measurements that we did for the smaller box. And I like the bag, but it's very narrow, which there's a purpose for that sometimes. So I'm going to show you my sample in a minute, but I did score 2 sheets of this pattern paper. So now what we're going to do is just score and fold where I did my scoring. So that's going to be the top of the bag. And I think I neglected to score one side, so we're going to have to bring back my trimmer because I forgot to score this side at 2. This short little video is turning out to not be so short, but this is what happens when I start playing with gift wrap. I just love it so much, and the ideas are popping in my head. And so this is going to go like that. And I already see I goofed because my birds are upside down, but that's okay. I wonder if we ended up doing it this way. Maybe we'll do it this way. Let's see what this side looks like. see if this will work. And nope, it won't. So, well, one side, we're going to put this together just so you know what not to do. So I should have been thinking about that, but I was so concerned with making sure both sides had the lines going horizontal that I forgot to think about the birds, but oh well, that's okay. The upside down little piece will be the back of the bag. How does that sound? Okay, so I've got my corners cut out on both sheets. I adhered my rim, so you can see how with this one, the birds are upside down, but oh well, I wasn't thinking. So now what we're gonna do is just fold this up the same way we did the smaller one. So I'm gonna add some adhesive to that flap, and then to this flap. And you could use liquid glue, but because I'm on camera, I'm using my seal. And then we will line the two bottom flaps up. And then do our sides. And this is so cute. So cute. And that Stampin' Seal is sticky. Let me get my bone folder. And then we'll adhere this side. And there we have our bag. And then again, we can punch holes and add our ribbon. And I brought in that frayed white, and I think that would go perfect with this bag. So I will punch a hole. Punch another hole, and then we can do it on the other side. And I am just kind of eyeballing it. And then run our ribbon through and tie a knot. Oops, didn't tie it thick enough. All right, so there we have it, our bag made out of 12 by 12 paper, 2 sheets. So what I want to show you is when I was testing it out just on cardstock, and I used the same measurements that we used on the small bag, where I scored 1.5 inches on each side, and then the 3/4 inches. The 3/4 inch works fine, but you see how narrow this box is, and that's okay. That would work for that would work for particular gifts, so you could do that. But hopefully this gives you an idea of how you can alter those measurements. I like the thicker rim here, and next time I do this, I would be cognizant of the direction of the image. But if you are using this on, you know, just a generic pattern, it wouldn't matter. So there is the large, and here is the small. And again, you could use tags. So this is the optional add-on tag for the Paper Pumpkin, the October, November, and December Paper Pumpkin subscriptions. And if you wanted a big tag, that would look really great there, and you could decorate that up. All right, I want to share one last project technique with you. I have another piece of the Take a Bow DSP 6x6. I laid my all-purpose mat down again. I have a Versamark ink pad. And what I'm going to do is emboss this side of my paper. And I'm going to emboss it gold. And so this is an idea that you can do if you are wanting a different color paper. So if you're wanting gold to peek through in your Take a Bow die, what we're going to do is have the gold on one side and then that green pattern on the opposite side. Now I'm going to be honest with you and tell you that my Versamark pad is very old, and so that's why it's not sticking all here, but I wanted to go ahead and just show you this technique so that you can give it a try. And what I am going to do, what I should have done was lay my scrap paper down on top of my all-purpose mat, because it's easier to create a funnel to then put all of this back into my embossing jar. So just a little tip, if you use scrap paper, then that's how you can save on your embossing powder. I'll finish that off camera. I'm going to put the lid back on this, and then you will use your heat tool and emboss your paper. Now keep in mind, if I had a well-inked Versamark ink pad, you would not see all these white spaces, but I wanted to demonstrate this anyway, so that if you wanted to give this a try, you could. Now I'm going to continue doing this off camera, but here is one that I already did. And what we're going to do is run this through our die cut machine. So hopefully the camera is showing you it's starting to emboss. And I'm not quite sure how good you get to see it on the camera, but it's definitely heating up. And we are more or less just creating our own pattern paper. Now I do like when some of the pattern shines through, but this is a big surface that we are trying to heat up, so it will take a bit of time. So there you can see it's all embossed up. And imagine if I had a good Versamark, you wouldn't be able to see any of that pattern, any of that white. So the next step is to get our die and run it through our die cut machine, just like we did with the regular paper. All right, and there we have our bow. So green on the outside, and then you can see the gold on the inside. And you know, I don't even think this really matters that not all of the paper has that gold in it. It's just a nice little part that is peeking throughout the bow. So it would help if I got in the camera. So another way to use your Take a Bow die. So let me show you again. Here are the bows that we created. And then you can do all kinds of different variations with your pattern papers and make a nice little collection. And I love the idea of doing a whole little gift wrap gift. And then, of course, the cracker box die, which is on clearance right now, to make really cute little cracker boxes, and you can embellish with other stamps and dies that you have in your stash, some ephemera, all kinds of fun things. And then last but not least, some cute little gift bags. So this is the one that is created with a 6x6, two 6x6 DSPs. And then here is the one created with the 12x12 paper with our ribbon handles. Lots of room inside to stuff your gifts. So I hope you enjoyed this little gift wrap session. And if you don't have that Take a Bow die or the cracker box die, you might want to consider treating yourself to that, because it's the gift that keeps on giving, because you can create some really fun gifts with those. If you like this video and could give me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. That helps my little channel to grow. Go ahead and like it and share my channel with others, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye-bye.